It's the Pacers in Indianapolis as we bring you an Eastern Conference contest. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. And this game marks the start of a road trip here for the Raptors. They put it all together over the course of their last 7 games. They've only had 1 loss over that span.
This team has already played well, and it really believes that it can get business taken care of on the road, too. So they don't have any worries when they go away from home.
Not yet, in any way, but that could change if the first few games of this road trip don't go according to plan. It served them very well to start things off on the right foot here, though, today.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Maverick in at the 3, the small forward. Allen a screen on DeRozan. Ellis against DeRozan. Beyond the arc. Here's Allen. And the layup's good off the glass.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Now here is Lowry. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia. And that one's good.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Here's Allen. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Ellis can't get it to go. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. DeRozan, nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. DeRozan's got his first points of the night. Moments ago, our Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with the coach, Frank Vogel. Doris.
He told me there aren't many big men with the mobility and length of Jonas Valanciunas, and that he's a player they'll really have to account for, saying, quote, JV's still developing his skill set, but there just aren't that many people in the world of his size. And you factor in his motor, he can really impact the game. Guys, we'll see how they try to deal with him.
Thanks again, Doris. And here's Lowry. George Hill getting it to go from deep. It's DeRozan with the drive.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
I tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's George. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. George has got his 3rd bucket of the night. Lowry drives in, loses his man off the screen, and lays it up and in.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Here's George. He dishes it to Turner. The baseline jam. And that one's good.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Hill against Lowry. And Valanciunas now atop the key. The wide open look here for DeRozan. The 3-pointer off the mark.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Hill, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
The shot by Lowry, no good. Pacers leading by 3. George with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. And it's Hill. That time the assist by George. Hill's got 5 points so far. Pass to Maverick. On the wing, DeRozan. He's guarded by Ellis. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey's subbed in for Hill. And then for Toronto, Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. MyCareer comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. No good from Maverick.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Now here's Ellis. His last outing, he had 8 points.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
There's a good screen. DeRozan's shot is good. DeRozan's got 9 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Miles, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And the Raptors with some changes. Daniels, he's checked in for Maverick. And it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Lavoy Allen comes in for Jordan Hill. Paul George, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Hill in for Ellis. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Maverick in at the 3. Now, here's Lowry. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. That shot's good from Maverick.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way. Oh, he got him. Gorgeous reverse.
Here's George. 11 points for him in that last game against Cleveland.
Yeah, and he also did a great job on the backboards, Kev. And that also was a factor.
Now, here's George. 4-point game. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
Was completely out of sync on his free throws, and I'm sure that led him to some extra work at the foul line. Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the 76ers was superb. He dropped 14 points, and he was on target the whole contest. Very few misses from him all night. It was a great contribution from someone who is considered a bit more of a role player on his team.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
Paul George with the steal. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Toronto leading by 4. Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Turner. Lowry against Hill. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pick. And it's Lowry penetrating. Off target from the wing. For Indiana, they've drawn 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Kept alive.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got 5 points so far.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
The rebound by Patterson.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. And it's Ellis in for Rodney Stuckey. Biombo is checked in for Toronto. Corey Joseph comes in for Kyle Lowry.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And some changes here for the Raptors. And that does it for the first half of play.
Well, Coach Vogel, a tough...
the second half about to start up and begin any moment. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Pacers, Lavoy Allen out there with Turner. Then it's Ellis, then it's Paul George, and it's Hill in at the point guard position.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
They set the screen. Here's Maverick. Left side Lowry. Here's Ostrovsky. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Mavericks got the lead up to 11 now for Toronto.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Turner passes to Ellis. Looking to get it going. No good. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against Philadelphia.
And they tailored a fantastic, I thought, offensive game plan. And that went, I mean, they knew exactly how to exploit the holes in that defense.
And exploit them they did. I mean, they exposed them tremendously. They kept so much pressure on the defenders over the course of that game that the defense really never had an answer.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
The Pacers making a switch here. Stuckey's checked in. Here's Lowry, the 10-footer. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Turner with a screen for Ellis. Turner dishes to Ellis. Can't get it to go. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way.
And another miss. Woof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And it's sent back by George. It's George on the wing. Indiana again missing. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
And just a great job of controlling that defensive backboard, then getting out in transition. That's been the difference.
7 straight fast break points, Greg. They've got the defense gasping for breath right now.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now coming on the court are your Pacers.
Here's where Toronto sits right now in the league rankings. First in field goal percentage, first in three-point shooting, and they're also #1 in free throw shooting. A team that makes foul shots gives itself and its coaching staff a lot of confidence.
You said it all right there. The hottest shooting team in the league. And that tells you not only are they shooting it well, but they're also focused on creating terrific opportunities for one another.
A floater, and he gets it to go. And that's 15 points here for George.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job #1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
That's his first personal foul.
The Raptors shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. That one is off. Some changes for Indiana. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen. And it's C.J. Miles in for George. Powell, he's jacked in for Toronto. Joseph comes in for Kyle Lowry. He hits the second from the line. Pacers trail by 14. Outside Hill. Now the dish to Stuckey. Screen by Ellis. Indiana moving it around. No good off the pick.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Stuckey into the lane. Biombo with the block. And again, Toronto running the court in transition. They get the rebound. Puts up the baby hook. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That's on Monte Ellis.
What a performance. Just look at the game for Maverick. He has 9 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
That's good from Maverick. The Raptors making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Pacers trail by 18. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. For Indiana, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to Cleveland. On the court for Toronto to start the 4th. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Maverick out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Biombo at the 5. And for the Pacers, they're shooting around 40% from the floor here. Hill kicks to George. Turner passes to Miles. There's a screen. And count the basket. He is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Raptors leading by 20. Passes to Maverick. Patterson up top. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
DeMar DeRozan, one of the few players that can knock down a shot like that.
George with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Here's Hill. Nice D from DeRozan.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be. Firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
There's the screen. Allen, a screen on Lowry. There's the feed to Turner. Cans the shot with nobody near him.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work him over the rest of the game.
Here's DeRozan. Again, Toronto.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Outside Hill. Now the pass to George. And he converts the layup.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Ostrovsky can't hit from in close.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Allen. Goes back up. George, no good. Raptors leading by 22. Here's Ostrovsky. Turner with the steal. Hill against DeRozan. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. And it's Hill penetrating.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the 2nd, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Ellis, who's checked in for C.J. Miles. And the Raptors also making a change. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Lowry passes to Maverick. Kicks to Valanciunas. Toronto working the ball around now. Pass to Maverick. The shot misses. Excellent D there from Allen. Outside, George. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Raptors leading by 20. Outside Lowry. It's deflected. Turner with the steal. And the basket by Hill. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Outside Lowry. Here's the screen. And Turner with the block. But they'll get another chance. No coverage that time. 22 points for DeMar DeRozan. Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, guys, I was able to hear Dwayne Casey coaching his team during that break. He told his guys, be patient at the offensive end. Whatever we do, we cannot waste possessions with bad shot selection. Guys, we'll see how coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
Thanks again, Doris. Ellis against DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. Here's George. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And that's 19 points for Paul George.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Lowry. And Allen with the block. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really